talking Richard again.
Hey, this is off topic, but I have a really important question. I brought up Allah being the greatest deceiver, and they replied with, I'm assuming Muslims replied with, 2 Thessalonians 2:11, God shall send them a strong delusion. So here's the claim, Sam. All right, so Allah brags about being the best of deceivers.
Yeah.
And for those of you who want to try and translate that differently, as Sam pointed out yesterday, the claims are in the context of Allah deceiving people, right?
Yes.
Of the claims that Allah is the best of deceivers, it's one in the context of Allah tricking and deceiving the people into believing that Jesus had been crucified, so it involves deception. And the other one in Surah 8 is in the context of Allah deceiving Muslims through Muhammad by giving Muhammad a false vision, deceiving them into thinking that the army that was approaching was much smaller in order to get them to go out and fight, because he knew that if they knew what a big army was coming against them, they would be cowards. They would be total cowards. They wouldn't, even if Allah ordered them, they would just renounce Islam and so on. So Allah had to deceive them in order to get them to do what he wanted to do. The context of these claims is Allah deceiving people, and the claim is that Allah's the best. He's the best of those who do it. He's the best of deceivers. Now, Sam.
Yes, sir.
In 2 Thessalonians 2, you have people who refuse to believe the truth. We can read the passage if you want. People stubbornly reject the truth. God sends them a delusion. So the claim is, what are you talking about? The God of the Bible is the same.
Yeah. So we went thoroughly in depth, study that. But here, real quickly, let me just read the difference. Now, David masterfully articulated the difference between what the Quran says about Allah deceiving. Now let's contrast it with what the Bible says. 2 Thessalonians 2 verses 9 to 12 is all about the man of lawlessness, the Antichrist. In other words, it's talking about the man of lawlessness appearing to deceive and mislead people from the true God. And he's empowered by Satan. Satan is the source of his power to do miracles, signs, and wonders to convince people that this man is someone worthy of their worship and of their devotion. Now let's see what it means that God sent a powerful delusion. The context is self-explanatory. Here, let's read 2 Thessalonians 2, 9 to 11. That is the one who is coming in accord with the activity of Satan. So Satan empowers this one. He's an agent of Satan. With all power and signs and false wonders, and with all the deception of wickedness for those who perish. So who's going to believe in this man of lawlessness who's empowered by Satan? Those who perish. Why do they perish? Because they did not receive the love of the truth so as to be saved. So they hated God, they hated Jesus, they hated the gospel, they hated the truth of the gospel. They didn't want it. So what does God do? Let's read now. For this reason. What reason? Because they did not love the truth. For this reason, God will send upon them a deluding influence so that they will believe what is false. Now, why is God sending them a powerful delusion? Because that's what their hearts desired. They didn't want the truth. They didn't want to accept Jesus. They didn't want to believe in the gospel. So what did God do? Give them over to the desires of their hearts. So now let's read verse 12. Notice what verse 12 says. In order that they all may be judged who did not believe the truth, but took pleasure in wickedness. What is the powerful delusion? God allowing Satan. That's the powerful delusion. Because Satan cannot move or act apart from God's permission. So God is saying, okay, Satan, go ahead, empower the man of lawlessness to do these miracles, so that those who hate me will then fall for the lie, because that's their judgment. They don't want to accept the truth. They don't want to accept Jesus. They hate the gospel. They oppose the gospel. They want to live in immorality, not in obedience to my righteousness. So then I'm going to give them over to the desires of their heart. Satan, go ahead and deceive them through the man of lawlessness. So God is not the one deceiving anybody. He is not deceiving anybody. He's allowing Satan to delude them through the man of lawlessness that Satan empowers to do miracles. And who's going to fall for it? Not believers who love God, but those who hate God and suppress the truth and want to have nothing to do with Jesus. So they're getting what they deserve.
Mari ikut Yesus. Mari ke jalan yang benar. Tuhan berkati.